up in the yard, huh?
What's good, everybody? I have a quick question. Have y'all seen this yet? This right here. Check it out.
A former child star faces homelessness after 30 years in prison.
Eric, tell us what you're doing over here.
I'm just out in the street, walking around, trying to, make a dollar. Trying to get noticed, really. I'm happy I saw you, because a lot of people don't know who I am. They walk right past me. I'm actually the kid from the movie Belly. My name is Eric Keith McNeil. I was known as Shorty, 1988, sitting on a bench with Nas. Right after that, I did Black and White with Allen Houston, Raekwon, Brooke Shields, they all was in Mike Tyson. And then I got locked up in 1989. Literally from 1989 to 2019, I was incarcerated. Now I'm out and I have no job, I'm homeless. And while in jail, I lost my mother, I lost my sister, I lost my grandmother and my grandfather. I went to all their funerals in prison. So when I came home, I didn't have a family to live with. So now I'm in the street.
Now, he did a bunch of time in and out of prison. Unfortunately, I was actually incarcerated with this brother. And at the time that I was incarcerated with him, I was young, he was young. Dudes used to be like, that's the guy from Belly, this, that, and the third. I didn't really care. Everybody is somebody in prison. I didn't actually believe it, but I had a conversation with him before. Unfortunately, like a lot of cats be having mental issues when they're inside. Those mental issues usually come from the outside. Traumas, how they were raised, their experiences with family, friends, their environment, whatever the case may be. And it essentially leads them, us, I should say, because I was in there too, into the prison system. Now, I have a very big problem with some of the stuff that he's saying in that clip, right? He's walking around outside homeless trying to get recognized for what he did from Belly. You're bugging, bro. You're bugging because you're still holding on to what was. You want to get the notoriety and the celebrity that comes with you being in a cult classic film when you didn't get yourself right yet. There's a lot of things you didn't get right with yourself, and you're outside homeless, you lost all kind of family. I'm sorry to hear that, but the way you're going about it is the wrong way. That is first and foremost. And however he bumped into Lisa Evers, I guess it was she was outside doing her gang control stuff that she always do, sending cats to jail and stuff like that. That's her lane, whatever. And he seen her, recognized her, and was like, yo, I'm Shorty from Belly. I need some help. So, like I said, the way you going about it, walking around the street trying to get recognized from being in Belly, that is the wrong step. Let's continue to watch, see what else he says.
I'm a lot smart. I couldn't read when I was arrested.
Have you tried to get a job or go to any of these? What about some of these programs that help
I spoke to
men
Erica
re-entry?
I spoke to Lance Furtado, the 100 Suits. I spoke to a lot of them. They said they're gonna give me a call back. Then they said, oh, we're not hiring now. We book now. I tried for CEO. I tried for a lot of different organizations to get a job. I walk around, ask people doing construction, could I volunteer off the books? A lot of, not that I'm not racist, but a lot of Spanish people got them jobs.
Right.
So they're not gonna let me work with them because
Right.
So it's hard. It's hard. And I don't want to sell crack. I don't want to rob nobody. I don't want to do nothing that put me back in jail for more than a parole violation.
All right, bro, hold up, Eric. You're trying to tell me that you spoke to Erica Ford of Life Camp in Queens. Shout out to her. That's the queen right there. You spoke to Lance Furtado, and they both essentially told you we're booked right now. They'll give you a call back. Brother, do you even have a phone? Because you're homeless right now. You're in the street. So obviously you don't have the small amenities you need. If you got a phone and you got internet access, you should be able to get a job. You should be able to work. It's all about your approach, bro. It's all about how you communicate. And the way he's communicating in this video, he's not stupid. He's very smart. He's very smart. Like he said, before he went to jail, he couldn't read. When he went to jail, he learned how to read and stuff like that. He has good comprehension skills. And let me tell you something. Most criminals have great comprehension skills and know how to read, write, and talk. I cannot side with him in saying that Erica Ford turned him away or gave him the I'll talk to you later or I'll call you later. Nor can I see that with Lance Furtado. Those people's initiatives are about helping people, especially formerly incarcerated individuals, because they look to quell the violence that goes on in the street in our communities. So that excuse, I'm sorry, that don't work for me. That don't work for me. And the thing is, he probably gave up. Let's say that they did tell him that. Let's say Erica Ford did say that, okay, I'll give you a call back. Let's say Lance Furtado said, yo, we booked up right now. Were you consistent enough? Were you consistently going back to their location and saying, hey, it's me again. I need this job. I need some type of housing. I need some type of transportation money. I need some help. I need Medicare, whatever the case. I need to get on welfare. Did you go back? Were you consistent enough? That's the thing. Niggas come home from prison and expect shit to be handed to them because they're coming out of a crazy situation, but they're not consistent. They're not persistent. And there's a way you can be persistent without getting on somebody's nerve, where they actually will look at you and be like, okay, this brother really, really needs help. Because they got so many people they gotta weed out. Some people come home from prison and they got shit going on already, they just want the extras. So they go to the programs to get the extra shit. And sometimes the people that run these organizations ain't with that. They've been burned a million times. The city of New York, the state of New York gives them a certain amount of money, a budget, every couple months, every year, whatever the case may be. And those funds have to be used wisely. So if there's 10, 15, 20, 25 motherfuckers coming home from prison and they're trying to use the organization to their advantage and they already got their shit situated, it looks bad upon you because you the one that really need help. And now they looking at you and they like, I gotta see how serious this individual is. And from what I'm hearing from you right now, Eric, is like, yo, you weren't consistent enough. And now, okay, you say, you use the excuse about going to construction sites, asking if you can volunteer, right? How many construction sites did you go to? Have you consistently gone to different types of construction sites to the point where they're like, all right, come on, grab this flag and direct traffic while we working over here? Have you spoken to them? Do you make your face recognizable to the point where they're like, all right, man, okay, go ahead, go over here and do this. You ask to volunteer. You know how much construction is going on in New York City right now? And you can't use the excuse of, oh, all the Spanish people got the jobs. No, they don't. They got a lot of them, but I see mad black men and women working construction, especially women. So that you can't use that as an excuse, my brother. You have to be consistent and persistent to the people that you are seeking help from the organizations you're seeking help from. Come on, bro, get it together. Let's see what else you got to say.
What would you like people to do? Like you say, you're reaching out to people, but
I would like to tell my story. I want to talk to kids, and I want to tell them I was in Belly because I didn't have parents. I was 12 years old, running around South Jamaica, Queens with a gun, smoking weed. And everybody like, yo, Shorty smoking weed, he ain't got parents. And that's when they Swing hooked me up with Powerful, who knew Wu-Tang Clan, and they got me in Belly. And then that made me a little worse because I didn't have parental guidance. So now I got hood status, now I got a gun on me, now I got money, I got access to stuff that a child shouldn't have access to only because of the movie. So it just made me more ruthless and dangerous, you know?
He has access to things that he usually wouldn't have had access to if he was still in the streets and he wasn't in the movie. He became a hood celebrity. I feel like anybody who was a part, the guy Swing, Powerful, you know, Wu-Tang for the kids and all of that, y'all should have been like, yo, nah, we got to take Shorty and get him in other roles, get something going with him. I respect it if you just would say like, you know, I didn't have time for all of that. It was a spur of the moment thing. We was looking for a character. We found Shorty. They was talking about him in the hood. We brought him to the joint. We made sure he got paid and all of that. What he chose to do after that, that was on him. All right, cool, but nobody stated this. This is actually bad. This is fucking sad because he was already on a negative trajectory and then y'all enhanced it. Y'all enhanced the negative trajectory by him imitating what was going on in his real life into art, making millions of dollars off that art, and then just dropping him to the wayside like whatever. And then being that he was young, he didn't have the know-how. His brain wasn't even fully developed yet to understand how he can take the opportunity he had to the next level. And no one around him that was a part of that movie cast or whatever took him under the wing and said, nah, this is what we're gonna do now. That shit is sad, yo.
And are you worried about getting arrested again?
I think I live better in prison than I do in the street, honestly.
And what was the most serious charge that you were convicted on?
Attempted murder and robbery. My friend went up to a cop undercover, tried to rob him. He pulled his gun out and shot my friend, and I shot back at him. It made the news and everything. The helicopter landed on top of the building. I did belly in, and they bum rushed the house and locked me up. That was 2004.
Let me tell y'all something. You know how dangerous an individual is that makes a statement like that? I think I would live better in prison than I do in the street. That's a very dangerous person. You know why? Because they're willing to take whatever risk to get to where they have to go, even though the end of that road is prison or death, right? Having that type of mindset makes you go out and do the things that you're not supposed to do. It's gonna make you continue to victimize people, to harm people, to change the trajectory of people's lives due to fear and victimization that you're putting on people, right? My question that I would have asked if I was Lisa Evers is like, well, what kind of help do you need exactly, right? And then try to go into that and actually document it step by step with him, like right there in real time. Instead of just trying to get an interview from this brother. I mean, I think there's another clip where he's gonna say like, he was out in the streets going to the store to steal deodorant and sell it. And it's like, Lisa Evers didn't say nothing like, oh, you know what, no, you need to stop doing that. You're like actively out here committing crimes. I cannot co-sign that. I shouldn't even be talking to you on this platform and making it public if you're going to actively be committing crimes and doing stuff like that. The problem with this brother is that he's still stuck in the past. His mind is still stuck in the past. I'm very, very shocked that out of all the time that he did in there, he did not try to get his education. I don't know if he did, but obviously, in my opinion, if he would have got his college degree or something, he wouldn't be on that type of time. His mindset would be totally different. But remember what I said, just be careful of people that say, yo, I'm better off living in prison than I am out in the street. Be careful with those type of people.
And I don't want to sell crack. I don't want to rob nobody. I don't want to do nothing that put me back in jail for more than a parole violation. You understand?
Right.
I'm not that stupid. I get a little shoplifting charge, you go 4 months, 5 months. But if I rob somebody, shoot somebody, I'm doing 20 years. And I don't have another 20, I'm about to be 40 years old. I don't have another 20 years to do.
And what about, do you carry a gun now?
Hell no, no.
A knife?
No weapon.
It's dangerous sleeping on the streets.
No weapon. I boxed in jail for years. So I'm capable to defend myself. But I don't do drugs. I don't carry weapons. I just drink. I drink all day.
Now Eric is minimizing, right? Minimizing the crimes in order to make an excuse for him to do the things he does to survive. Follow me. He says, I'd rather get caught up for shoplifting and go inside and do 4 or 5 months and come home, or a little parole violation, rather than rob somebody and have to spend another 10, 20 years. I'm 40 years old, I can't afford it. Nigga, what make you think you could afford to do 4 or 5 months in prison? You about to be 40 years old. What makes you think you can afford to keep doing skid bids? For y'all that don't know, skid bids are small pockets of time you do for crimes you commit. 5 months here, a month, 2 go past, another 6 months, recidivist. That's what I was recidivist, but I did years. Anyway, he's minimizing, and minimizing is essentially an excuse for why you commit the crimes you commit. And you say it's all in the name of survival. My brother, you know how many programs is out here to help you get your shit together? There's a plethora of men that I know who came home almost on the same type of time, but they went and got the right direction they needed by going into the programs, the Fortune Societies, Osborne Association, Exodus Transitional Community. The list goes on and on. They will take you in, put you through the workforce training, get you your ID, get you your social security card, all these different things you need, even get you housing, even put you in a room and give you a stipend. There's no excuse for you to keep doing what you're doing, my brother. You're about to be 40. You're bugging out. You're bugging out. Let's hear what else he got to say.
So Eric, tell us what you're doing over here.
I'm just out in the street, walking around, trying to, make a dollar. Trying to get noticed, really. I'm happy I saw you, because a lot of people don't know who I am. They walk right past me. I'm actually the kid from the movie Belly. My name is Eric Keith McNeil. I was known as Shorty, 1988, sitting on a bench with Nas. Right after that, I did Black and White with Allen Houston, Raekwon, Brooke Shields, they always in Mike Tyson. And then I got locked up in 1989. Literally from 1989 to 2019, I was incarcerated. Now I'm out and I have no job, I'm homeless. And while in jail, I lost my mother, I lost my sister, I lost my grandmother and my grandfather. I went to all their funerals in prison. So when I came home, I didn't have a family to live with. So now I'm in the street.
My brother Eric, first mistake that you made when you're talking to Lisa Evers is that you're walking around the street hoping to get recognized, right? So first thing is, bro, ain't nobody gonna recognize you from that child you was in Belly all the way till now. You look like a whole different person. Not only that, in Belly, when you was sitting on that bench, you look very, very black. Like you was like 2 minutes to midnight black. I don't know if it was the color grade that Hype William used on the movie, whatever the case may be, but I believe no one will recognize you from being in Belly, bro, as a grown-ass man. That's number one. Number two, I'm very, very sorry to hear that you lost so many family and friends inside the prison system. I don't know if you remember, but me and you were actually incarcerated together. I forgot what jail it was in particular, because I've been in so many jails upstate New York, but we were incarcerated, and I remember guys telling me like, yo, that's dude that played Shorty in Belly, and I was just like, okay, whatever. Niggas could be whatever they want to be in prison. That's how it is. But I did see him moving around and doing stuff in there that was like counteractive to what a movie actor person would be, right? Like he was cleaning clothes for people. He was cooking people's meals and stuff like that. And that made me look at him and say, nah, this can't be the guy that was in Belly. Now I understand child stars get caught up in trouble all the time. Like we seen it with the brother who passed away years ago, that was in Leroy the Last Dragon. Y'all remember Leroy the Last Dragon? The movie by Quincy Jones? Leroy the Last Dragon. Remember all of that? Well, the kid, I forgot his name, and I'm sorry for this. The kid who played Leroy's little brother, I was incarcerated with as well. I was in Queensboro with him. In Queens, I remember that because he was reenacting stuff from the movie. Like, it was sad because he was heavy on drugs at the time. The kid who played Leroy's little brother in Last Dragon. And for the drugs, he would do the song and dance. I personally wasn't having him doing that. I just sit back and watch and be like, this is sad. Did I laugh? Yes, I did. I did laugh. But he had drug issues and unfortunately wound up passing away a few months after he came home from prison. That's beyond the point. Let's continue to listen to Eric's story and see what else he got to say.
Yeah, back on parole, I had 2 violations. I had a 2 to 4 violation for possession of weapon in the third for a knife. I was on parole. They locked me up for 2 to 4. I went to Ulster. I came back out 2022. Got locked back up, and I just came out February of this year.
And how have you been living since February, since you've been home?
I've been in like 4 different shelters. They kicked me out, and I sleep on the train. I slept on the train last night. And I just stopped at Dykeman stop and try to go in the store, steal some deodorants and sell them.
You have multiple violations that you've gone through as far as violating parole. You sleep on the train. You've been to 4 different homeless shelters. That's on you, bro. That's on you, Eric. And this is the problem. Ain't nobody telling you the truth. That's the problem. Ain't nobody telling you the truth. You're sitting there talking to this white woman that don't know shit about going through the prison system, that don't understand your mental, that doesn't understand your physiological way of thinking as a criminal. You're talking to this white woman whose job every day is to go out on the street and seek out entertaining ways to make her content go to the next level or for your back. That's a whole nother story. But it's on you, bro. It's on you. There's no way you should have got kicked out of 4 homeless shelters. That's you. You're the problem. You're the problem. If I was someone who came home and I was less fortunate and I got the chance to go into a shelter, I'm gonna be in that one shelter until they find me a place to live. I'm gonna do everything it takes to get the fuck out of that situation. I'm not gonna be sitting here hopping from one shelter to the other. So what that says to me as a observer is that, bro, you're fucking up. You're fucking up. What you need to do, again, and if anybody has some type of contact to this brother, whatever, let him know this. Go to Fortune Society. Go to Exodus Transitional Community. Go to the Osborne Association. They all located in New York City. Instead of you spending your time going to the supermarkets and stealing deodorant in order to sell it, take that time in order to change the trajectory of what's coming tomorrow. Go into these places and tell them, I need help. I've been out on the street since February. I've been convicted of multiple crimes. I consistently violate parole. I've been kicked out of multiple homeless shelters, and try to get the help you need. You have to be upfront and honest with them. You have to tell them what it is. Same way you could sit there and tell that white lady, Lisa Evers, all of this shit. Go into those places and tell them the same shit. That's what they're there for. It's just that you don't want to use it to your advantage. You probably feel like it's easier for you to sleep on the train, to take shit from people, to rob stores and sell it because you're looking for a quick dollar, instead of going through the long process of getting your shit together. Eric, I will say this to you. If you can watch this or whatever the case may be, if you do have a phone, bro, get your shit together. Because you're gonna wind up dying. You're gonna wind up dying or going back into prison and dying in there. And if that's not what you want for yourself, if you are in the mindset of living for those that you've lost, your grandmother, your moms, your dad, your grandfather, all those people you lost in prison, your mindset should be, I'm living for them. Let me get my shit together. There is no excuse, brother. I'm gonna say that one more time. All of you ex-convicts that come out of prison and have those excuses like him, you full of shit. There's no excuse. I appreciate y'all watching. Make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button.
Spin the yard, huh?